Did you know that your purpose can change multiple times throughout your life? In episode 20 of Give a Fuck, presented by Spark Consciousness, we're going to explore the myth of finding your one true purpose in life. Stick around! As always, I am your host, Sarah Woodard. I have a strong vision to help humans connect deeply with nature so they can uncover their unique gifts, talents, and values, and live a life that's full of meaning and purpose. Among other things, I am a certified shamanic practitioner, Reiki master teacher, activist, educator, speaker, and award-winning children's author. I am also a fierce defender of the underdog, which for me means wildlife, companion and work/farmed animals, Mother Nature, and Gaia herself. I care deeply about my fellow human animals and believe that when we learn to live in harmony with nature, we also learn to live in harmony with ourselves and each other. I am fearless about doing my own inner work and growth and am passionate about helping create a world where all beings are respected and honored. I have a deep connection to Gaia and feel particularly connected in the presence of the beautiful Colorado Front Range. When I am not busy working to present information about living in harmony with Mother Nature and how that helps you find your purpose, I share my time with 3 wonderful cats, enjoy bird watching, and experiencing all the outdoors has to offer. My life journey to this point has been filled with twists, turns, and changes, as I'm sure yours has too. For me, the constants from birth to now are a strong connection to Gaia, a deep-seated need to serve and help create a more compassionate and healthy world, and a love of both learning and sharing my knowledge. Those lifelong constants are what brought me to this point and are key to my purpose, which is helping soul-searching sensitive women like you nurture their sense of interconnectedness, feel confident in their purpose, and become compassionate contributors to positive change in their worlds. Unlike other spiritual life coaches who often rely on uncomfortable religious terminology or funky metaphysical techniques, I use a connection with nature to guide you through a process of spiritual awakening and inner discovery so that you can nourish and spread your light to your community and beyond. The purpose of this show is to help you raise your awareness, connect with nature, and discover your purpose. My goal is to present valuable information about how you can define your values, uncover your purpose, and make a difference, and how nature helps you do all of this. Sometimes I also share other resources as I really love to help people learn. There's also an occasional series of bonus episodes that I'm calling Changemakers, which highlights the ways everyday women just like you have been a force for positive change. And these are just randomly interspersed between the usual bi-weekly episodes. As a quick reminder, the spelling of Give a Fuck is F*K. And a huge thank you to my existing patrons on Patreon. We may have some cat noise in the background today, folks. I got some new toys thanks to my Patreon subscribers. And until I have a place with an office and a door that I can close, sometimes we're just going to have to hear them. I hope it's not too disruptive. A quick life update. So I mentioned on the last episode, which was in the first of the Changemakers series, that I feel like another big move is in my not too terribly distant future, like the next year-ish. Right now, I'm looking at probably Oregon or somewhere in the Pacific Northwest, but for a while I was also looking at Austin, Texas. And I know that Texas right there for me was like, ooh, huge stop. But I opened myself to really explore the idea of what would it be like. And the more I investigated it, the more I was like, nope, that's not going to work for me. Austin is a really cool enclave of awesomeness in the giant that is Texas. But there's just not enough nature in Austin. It's really just become this urban sprawl. And I clearly, based on what I do, folks, I need nature. So I've shifted a little bit. I will keep you posted. I'm not really sure exactly where I'm going to wind up yet, but it will be an adventure, as life always is. So I will keep you posted on that. So at this point in the show, I answer questions either from guests or from Patreon subscribers, or that just come at me in other random ways. And I wanted to take a minute to actually re-answer the question that was asked by our guest on our very first Changemakers episode. I know you probably just listened to it, but I feel like it was a very important topic in some ways. It sounded kind of silly and trite in the moment. And what she had asked was about if you could wake up tomorrow with any degree and the knowledge that would go with it, what degree would you want? And you probably remember from that episode that I had said I would want like a bachelor's or something like that in marketing to help with my business, because I really am bad at all that. And as an introvert, like going out and doing that is not so much my cup of tea. But that I also would want like a PhD or something in theology or religion studies or something like that. And the reasoning behind that was because of just an interest, but also how I believe that all of those different beliefs that everyone has all come from that same one truth and are just different interpretations of it, and how I feel like I've kind of cracked the secret on what that one truth is. And that's what I teach. But here's the thing. As I thought about this question some more, it's not just about that dream of what degree would you want and why and all of that. It's a great question. But here's the thing. As much as I could benefit from those particular degrees in some way, shape, or form, they're not essential to me, right? But if you're reflecting on that question, and I encourage you to do so, I encourage you to reflect on all the questions that are asked to me, because they may be relevant for you as well. And so if you're reflecting on, well, yeah, what would I want if I could wake up with any degree and any knowledge? And there's some of you that is like super excited about the idea of having that degree and that knowledge. Don't take it as a hypothetical. This is the really important part here. If that is actually something you desire to have, and it's not just like a daydream, oh, it would be nice if, but like you really desire it, don't hold back. Go get it. There are ways to finance education. I know that school is stupid expensive in this country. And I know that we have some very unfortunate people on the Supreme Court right now who turned over Biden's attempt to make things easier for people. But still, don't let those roadblocks prevent you from getting a degree if it's something you passionately feel you need to have. Even if you don't see a career path with it right now, if there's a part of you that's saying, you need this, listen to that. That's your intuition talking. And that's a very important thing to understand. And it kind of connects into what we're going to talk about in the Satan of the show. So I'm going to stop answering questions and we're going to move on over to that Satan section right now. So like I said at the beginning of the show, a lot of people, you think finding your purpose is this one-time deal. It's not. Think again. It can change multiple times throughout your life. And that's why if you feel like you're hearing a degree path calling to you, you should explore it. Because it could be you're on the brink of something shifting. Finding your purpose, it's this ongoing journey. And it changes as your experience, your knowledge, and your values change. If you're like most people, including me, you've grown up with this idea of a calling or finding your destiny. And it's definitely a romantic notion, this idea that there's this one thing and only one thing that each of us is here to contribute. It provides a sense of certainty and also a sense of duty. As human brains, as we're currently wired at this point in evolution, we love certainty. It gives us a sense of control, and that helps to alleviate fear. Change is scary, right? Especially those of us who are sensitive. Am I right, ladies? Yeah. I am right there with you, as you know. It's okay if this idea of finding your purpose is a one-shot deal is what you've believed up to this point. As you're aware now, though, this is a common misconception because we need to feel that sense of certainty, direction, and control. But here's the thing. If you're feeling stuck, you're feeling lost, you're feeling disconnected, you feel like you're not living your purpose, even if how you were living and what you've been doing felt true up to this point, If you keep holding on to this idea that finding your purpose is a one-shot deal, you're going to keep feeling stuck. I'm going to repeat that again. If you're feeling stuck, lost, disconnected from life, you are not currently living your purpose. Even if how you were living, what you've been doing, felt true and right up to this point. If you keep holding on to this idea that finding your purpose is a one-shot deal, you will keep feeling stuck. It's a guaranteed fact. So, what do you say? We kick that notion to the curb so we can move forward. Yes? Yes. All right. Here is the reals about finding your purpose. It is a lifelong journey. Your goals, your ideals, your passions, your values, they change over time. As you experience more and lean into these new experiences, your perspective of what's right and wrong changes. This is a good thing. As those changes occur, so too must your purpose change to align with your new values and beliefs. That might be a reason to pursue a new degree. As I'm sure you know, life is constantly throwing us unexpected challenges and setbacks. And most often, they don't feel so great in the moment. However, these challenges are a chance to alter course. They're an invitation to look at what you're doing, why you're doing it, and if it still makes sense. How does what you're doing right now feel compared to how it felt when you started? If it no longer feels aligned, it no longer feels good, it's a signal that your purpose has shifted and it's time to take the first step towards finding a new path. One of the beautiful things about life is that we always have the opportunity to learn more. To quote Maya Angelou, do the best you can until you know better. Then, when you know better, do better. Whether it's through courses, experiences, reading, or any other method, being alive means we're always learning. And as your knowledge increases, your ideals will likely shift to go along with that new information. When that happens, you'll also come to a point where it's time to find a new purpose. Now that you know the truth, that finding your purpose is an ongoing, lifelong journey, what's the path forward? Well, first, and possibly easiest, is just keep going. Keep learning, keep experiencing life to the fullest, whatever that looks like for you. And trust that those experiences you're having are necessary to help you find the next purpose, the next truth for you. When setbacks and challenges occur, be open to the lessons they provide. Approach them with a sense of curiosity about what you may learn, where they may be pointing you to bring your skills and passions. During the times when you're feeling uncertain about your purpose, it's also extra important to prioritize self-care. When you maintain good physical and spiritual health, you'll be better equipped to cope with, process, and understand the new information, challenges, and changes as they arise. So here's an example, and it's also basically my journey to finding my purpose as I'm currently living it. I first really started wrestling with this question of what's my true purpose in life in like my early 30s. At the beginning, I felt lost, sad, and angry all the time. But slowly, things started to shift. I discovered Reiki and got training all the way up to the master teacher level. Even though I still felt like there was more to this bigger picture, more to understand about the mysteries of the universe, I also thought, this is how I can help. Reiki must be my purpose. For a while, maybe it was. I definitely loved playing with the energy and seeing how it helped people feel better, but that nagging sense of more to the story never really went away. Skip ahead a bit, and an offhand comment from someone at a retreat I was hosting pointed me in the direction of learning more about shamanism. Getting this training was the deepest, most intensely beautiful thing I have ever done for myself, and still is in a lot of ways. Again, I thought, this is my purpose. I'm a shamanic healer. And for a while, that was great too. But after a while, I felt like I needed to do more to help animals and Mother Earth. So I shifted my offerings a bit. And for a time, that felt like my purpose too. Are you seeing the trend here, guys? Yeah. Then I felt like I needed to be a bit more grounded and creative. So I worked on being a children's author. Even won some awards. So I thought that must be my purpose. And again, you guessed it, it was for a while. Now, in my 40s, after years, basically my whole life, of feeling super frustrated about the state of society, years of growing more and more annoyed by how many people don't seem to understand how their actions impact all life, I'm working with the premise that my purpose is to teach about how we're all connected, and in the process help you find your purpose, or at least one that works for now, while unraveling the mysteries of how the universe works. You're probably thinking, will your purpose change again? It might. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't predict the future. But I do know that the older we get, the closer we get to our wisdom years. Wisdom years are the years when we're living our personal power, and generally things in life seem to go a bit more smoothly than they have in the past, assuming we actually do live in our personal power, of course. So with that understanding, I think it's unlikely that my purpose will shift again, but you never know. I'm open to whatever comes next, and I hope you'll take that same approach to finding your life purpose. And I also promise that no matter what, you will continue to be supported through this business too. Remember, finding your true purpose in life is not a one-time event. It's not a one-shot deal with no do-overs. Finding your purpose is an ongoing journey, one that should be approached with curiosity, openness, and joy. You can shift it any time you feel you need to, as many times as you want. Don't let the idea that finding your life purpose happens only once keep you from making changes in your life. Don't stop growing because you're afraid that by changing your purpose, you're moving away from your quote-unquote destiny. Destiny is flexible. Your purpose is not a fixed point. Keep learning, experiencing, growing, changing, and shifting. You've got this, and I'm here to help. If you're searching for your next purpose, you are ready to learn more, uncover new values, and awaken new passions. Take your first step by joining my online course, The Soulful Seeker. In this course, you will gain new knowledge and shift your perspectives as you learn how to discover your current true purpose, connect with your inner wisdom, and create positive change using your passions. The Soulful Seeker is a journey of self-discovery and transformation. You will learn how to create a life where you're living in accordance with your values and inspiring others to do the same. If you're ready to start your journey to find your current purpose and make a positive impact on the world, sign up for The Soulful Seeker. In it, I will help you find your purpose and live a more conscious and compassionate life. If the course isn't open, be sure to grab a spot on the waiting list so you'll be the first to know when you can sign up. And yes, of course, that link will be in the show notes for you guys. As always, I try to make things as easy as possible. If you would like to connect with me, you can find me on social media and my website. If you want to check out that course, see what it's all about, that link is in the show notes. I hope you guys are liking these little fun reminders to help you remember to come back and circle back to check out the links in the show notes, because I'm sure whatever you're doing right now, it is not sitting in front of your computer waiting for me to tell you to click on something, as much as that might be nice. So the word for today is cat. Maybe you have kitties, maybe you'll see one on a show on TV, but next time anything cat related enters your conscience, it's going to help you remember, oh yeah, I wanted to go back to Give a Fuck presented by Spark Consciousness and check out Sarah's link for her class. So that's your word, cat. If you would like to support the show, please sign up on Patreon or consider sponsoring an episode. Those are obviously in the show notes as well. If your podcast platform allows, I would really appreciate you taking a second to rate the show. It is a really easy and free way to support any creators you love. In 2 weeks, we are going to talk about how sensitive women who want to connect with nature and their true selves can find their way home. In the meantime, continue to expand your knowledge, feel the connections, and live with compassion.